If you guys don't remember Dragon Ball Genesis, I made a video on this a while back. I'm going to leave a link in the description below so you guys can go ahead and check out part 1 where I go into the character profiles, the background of the story, and the first 5 pages. Back then, those are the only ones that were out. Now we have the full first chapter, and this is a story that was inspired by the character creation on Dragon Ball Xenoverse. You guys can even tell by this footage you're seeing here. This is directly from the creator's YouTube page. He's got a lot of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 videos on here, and they have the main character of the Dragon Ball fan manga in them. So go ahead and check out his YouTube page and subscribe to it.
Know your place, worm. Prepare yourself. Damn Saiyan.
Quick recap. Frieza's race, the Arcosians, are controlling the entire universe. They have a huge empire, and there are multiple Arcosians that control the planets that they conquer with an iron fist. One planet dared to resist their rule. That planet was called Earth, and it was destroyed, causing a chain reaction and making all the rest of the planets basically give up without a fight. Son Jikama is the main character, and at the beginning of this story, he is sparring with his best friend Flute on a planet that is ruled by the Arcosians. They part ways, worried about Arcosian patrols, and while Son Jikama is flying away, an old lady flags him down and talks to him about a monster that has stolen all her food. And so Son Jikama, being the good Samaritan that he is, decides, you know what, I'll go ahead and take care of your monster problem. Where'd he go? And she tells him exactly which direction he went. Tracking him down, we find out that there is this creature that doesn't look like anything from Dragon Ball as the culprit. Now, this is our first insight into there being other races that aren't directly connected to Dragon Ball in some way in this universe, and the creator actually has a few character designs and a few characters that will be showcased in the future chapters. So this seems to be expanding the Dragon Ball lore to fit the world that Son Jikama is inhabiting, and it's going to make it into a much richer place because you're adding different characters with different abilities that have no connection to Dragon Ball. I definitely like this move. And this guy, he looks like if Cell ate Toad, and this is the unfortunate transformation that happened. And once he finds this guy, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and eat you too, don't you worry about that, and confronts Son Jikama. Jikama's like, you know what, my workout was cut short, I'm gonna go ahead and take you out, and punches this dude straight in the jaw. And this dude is not a fighter at all. He immediately gives up because his appearance is always good enough for him to get one over on normal people and steal their stuff because he looks frightening. I'm assuming that this creature isn't one that you commonly see throughout the world, so he has no need for fighting. So when he faces against an actual martial artist, he cowers and gives up, and Jikama's like, if I ever catch you stealing any more food again, I'm gonna come back and finish what I started. This creature agrees to put an end to his villainous ways and gets shot right through the heart, and we don't see him anymore, even though I kind of wanted to see this character a lot more in the story. And this is a situation where you get something that you never thought you really wanted, and then you get it, and it is amazing. I never thought I wanted to see Frieza with pants, and these clothes look very similar to military police. I just love the designs here, and they end up killing this guy. Jikama's obviously upset because the guy already gave up. These two dudes don't really care. They just wanted to kill him because they could. And right off the bat, you see that these two Arcosians want to teach Son Jikama a lesson, and so they play rock, paper, scissors, and shoes to see which one can face him off solo. But Son Jikama ain't waiting for that. He tries to launch what looks like a finish buster, but this Arcosian is way too fast, and you can tell the difference in power levels here and speed because it's very similar to when Vegeta in his base form faced off against final form Frieza in the Namek arc. The power gap is just too wide. And going back to the Arcosian's designs, just because I love the way that this one looks, I love the faces that have been drawn here. They look very sinister, they look very intimidating, very much how Frieza looked in the Namek saga, just very evil looking. And the fact that he's calling him monkey and he's just being very racist to him gives it that authentic, sinister Namek saga feel to it, which I definitely like. In terms of speed and power, Jikama really is no match for this guy, but he's got a few moves, especially this one. I like this one a lot, but it's all in vain because the Arcosian is far too powerful. And even when Jikama seemingly gets the upper hand, the Arcosian's partner comes up behind him and death beams him right through the chest, taking him out instantly. Now let's play devil's advocate here. And I know that Jikama is the hero in this, but if you look at it in the perspective of the two Arcosians, who seem to just be police doing their job, they get a tip that this creature is, or this monster is stealing food and stuff from people in this area. So when they find him, they also find Jikama, and Jikama's not fighting him, so it seems like maybe they're in cahoots, maybe they're friends, maybe they're pals. And so they take out the first threat and kill the monster, and now they're fighting Jikama, which is a powerful warrior in his own right, but not as powerful as the Arcosians, and so they gotta take him out as well. I know, they are supposed to be the bad guys, and Jikama's supposed to be the good guy, but I just feel like if you looked at it backwards, it still totally works. Ultimately, Jikama lives, and he finds himself in the care of the old lady at the beginning of the story who got her food and stuff taken away by the monster, and Jikama vows to get even more strong and more powerful to be able to face off against the Arcosians and win, which to me means that more than likely he's going to get the Super Saiyan transformation at some point. And before I forget, actually the person that brought him to the old lady is one of the Majin races. Now if you remember this from the first video, I talked about a character that is a Majin race who has a very important part to play in this story. So again, make sure to watch that first video. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below for it. Make sure to check it out. Anyway guys, gotta give a huge shout out to the creator of Dragon Ball Genesis. Make sure if you are interested in supporting this Dragon Ball fan manga even further, check out his Patreon, become a patron, and influence the creation of more Dragon Ball Genesis chapters. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care guys.